I'm that kind of person that used to feel that the noise around things I would consider minor achievements was so loud that I would keep my own announcement quiet because I would feel, the audience is already overloaded. They wouldn't want to hear what I have to say, or they wouldn't want to hear what this announcement is all about. That was before me. My current self knows that all of this is tending towards this beautiful thing called accreditation. A desire to get some form of accreditation for the hard work that we have been putting in, or to let other people know that this thing is finally yielding some results. So accreditation is not something to hate or to run away from, regardless of how it is being abused. In fact, I can tell you that if you have a phobia for being openly accredited, openly recognized for the things that you are doing, you might be having a trauma response. You have grown what I would call a distrust for what people are putting out there, so much so that you don't even want your own to be thrown into that pot. When properly obtained, accreditation, or things that show that somebody is actually the real deal, when properly obtained, it gives visibility. It is something that shows somebody forth. It's like a signboard telling us that, okay, if you want to get the real quality of this thing, this is the place to go. That's what accreditation is supposed to be for. But you see, some people have so abused it that we can actually go to the market and buy accreditation. We can buy the number of followers, we can buy the certificates now, we can buy awards. Like, there is nothing that cannot be arranged. You can arrange for yourself to be on a newspaper cover. And the funny thing, some people actually, after they have made these arrangements, turn around and they believe their own press. And so when we are talking about accreditation, the beautiful thing about real accreditation is that you enjoy it more. At least you are designed as a human being to enjoy it more when you have sort of earned it, when you have gone through a process to obtain it. It holds a higher degree of satisfaction. And what people now do is that they snare and they criticize people who seem not to have gone so far as to get it. They just, generally relegate them. But what they don't do is that they don't do the work required to get the original. When there are good products in the market, then people have options. But when we sit down, and I'm talking about we because I have also a role to play in this, when we sit down and when we say, oh, these people are not doing it right, and there are no real models to point out to and say, okay, these are the people that are doing it right. You see, we are not helping anybody. So it is on that background I want to read my anchor scripture for the month of September. It is on the background of what I have said. I want you to take you to the book of Acts chapter 2, verse 22. Actually, there are several scriptures which I could have used to do this, but this is where I am. This is where I am, right? Acts chapter 2, verse 22. Men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man attested by God to you. I don't like this version. Let's look at Amplified Classic. Men of Israel, listen to what I have to say. Jesus of Nazareth, a man accredited and pointed out and shown forth and commended and attested to you by God. Ladies and gentlemen, the first accreditation that will ever make sense is the one that God gives you. Is the one that God does for you. The one that God points out to men and say, look at this girl. I think I like what she's doing. I think I can recommend her to you. When that angel came to Mary and said, oh, your cousin Elizabeth, who has not been, that's an accreditation. That's God saying, I'm doing something like that for this person. I have walked through such a process with this other lady. You go see what she's doing. The first accreditation that you are ever going to get, if you're a Christian and if you're in leadership, is the first one that comes by God, the one where God tells you, I'm using you for this in a time such as this, and the one where God tells people. It has happened to me once and it felt so good where somebody said, oh, I was praying about this and I felt God say, go talk to so person. There is that real, satisfaction. It can't really not be put into words. The first accreditation you need in life, in career, is really the one that comes from God. And I know this is sounding like one of those other things that you were really hoping, you were drawing near, you were listening, waiting for me to say something so that you can run and do it. And here I come again telling you it's God. I know that might have put a stunt in your path, but see, you have to choose whose playbook you are going to use. You have to choose how you want to live this life. There are different playbooks. There are all the stuff that are being said about visibility, about how you can get accreditations, about how you can buy those things. There are all sorts of materials out there. And if you want to go get some of those, feel free. One is deep and long-lasting. One is cheap and easily taken away. You know this thing they say that, oh, it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation, and only one day, and the whole reputation comes crashing down. It depends on how you got it. It depends on what you built it on. It depends on how it was obtained in the first place. And so I'm saying this to say that I hope to walk you through the whole process about getting and waiting for that God's accreditation, especially in your workplace, especially in a place where it is up to men to decide. You see, men can be fickle, and my mentor said something the other day. He said, don't wait for any man's accreditation. Don't spend your life waiting for the crumbs of somebody to say, oh yes, you can do it right. You are going to wait for a long time. And so what I want to walk you through is the God kind of accreditation, because you need to be recognized for your hard work. You need to be pointed out for all the good work that you are doing. A time has to come where people are going to say, she's the one who really delivers on this. It is really frustrating to do all of that hard work and nobody knows that you can do it, or you cannot feel or see the impact of what you are doing. It's a painful waiting time. And so we want to talk about this. In this beautiful month of September, we want to be talking about accreditation. And even as we go into this topic, I want to pray that God does something for you this month of September by way of accreditation. I pray for you that you will receive news, you will receive a recommendation, you will receive some appointment, something that makes you know and feel that God has been watching you. You know, and anybody who I see doing real work, it's my prayer, just like it's my prayer for me, that if whatever you are doing is actually God sent and it's actually touching people, if it is making impact, that God allows you to just pick a little by way of testimonies, by way of recommendation, by way of an accreditation amongst the group of people, that truly what you are doing is approved, what you are doing is deserving of being shown for. I pray that for you this month, even as we go through this topic. Have a beautiful September. I am at the point where I can confidently ask you to follow me. Follow me on this page. I think I do better. I think I just feel more comfortable on Instagram, but you can find me on YouTube, where I do not edit the videos at all. But follow me if you are able to watch me up until this 8th minute. Follow me on Instagram. I think there might be something for you that I have to share. Okay, I basically talk about Christians who are in the workplace, who are in their secular ministries, as it were, and how you can shine this God's light right there where you are.